vehicles twice the price. State-of-the-art technology, lots of power on the hood, and room in the back for luggage, coolers, and the dogs. All this for only $20,990. Come by today and take a look. Take a test drive. Take one home. Check us out online at KiaLaGrange.com. Help support your local economy. God bless America.
Son number 111569. See Kia of LaGrange for complete details.
Now back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at Your Pie LaGrange.
Welcome back to Your Pie and the Coaches Show, live here from Your Pie, sponsored by Kia of LaGrange. We'll hear from Todd Parrish in just a little bit, the general manager out there. But I'm with Coach Chuck Gibbs, and Coach, tough one against Callaway this past week. They were, tell you what, in the first 4 minutes, they're up on y'all 14-0. You just can't make mistakes against a team like that early on.
No, it didn't help spotting them points. And, I think our second snap from series, we gave up, we gave them a fumble and gave them a short field, and they'd hit on like a 60-yard pass play against cover three. And, we weren't ready. We didn't come out of the gates. And once you get down, same thing happened to us against Troop last year. We gave up an open kickoff. And,
right.
Once you dig a hole, man, you can spend the rest of the night trying to dig yourself out.
Well, against anybody, it's a tough thing, but especially quality opponents like a LaGrange has been, like a Heard County. I think that y'all were able to kind of surprise them and come back on them a couple of weeks ago. But Callaway, they have so many weapons that are coming at you on the offensive side.
Yeah, I don't think they had a drive over six plays, and just goes to show you, the level of talent they got, the skill kids. If you're not in position to get them stopped before they get started, it's going to be a long night for you.
Well, they've got the big guys up front. Tate Johnson, a young man that's being, I think Auburn he's picked to go there. Of course, Tank, look at Auburn. And also, the quarterback was able to throw the ball in the way I haven't seen him throw the ball against y'all this past week.
I thought Coleman had a tremendous game. Might have been his best passing game. Again, we looked at him against Opelika. We were there watching him. Everything we'd planned for, we saw what they did and who they are, and knew they had elite talent. But again, end of the day, you got to block, you got to tackle, and you got to make plays. And we weren't able to make the plays, and I beat myself up. We had a week and a half off, and it's during that period where you feel like you've got a good game plan, and everything that we had planned for, we knew we could do it. We just didn't execute it, and I think I failed, getting the kids mentally prepared for the game. Last year, we knew they were a lot more talented than us, but I had some dogs last year, and they went after it.
Right.
And, I think we were the only team in the state to hold Tank under 100 yards last year rushing, and, Fitzpatrick just went after him. Last year we couldn't move the ball. Friday night moving the ball wasn't our problem. I mean, we had, 8, 10, 12-play drives. We had 3 times we were inside the 20-yard line in the first half, and we came away with 3 points instead of 17 or 21. And, again, you can't miss opportunities, certainly when you're going against a team that offensively they were just flat out lethal.
Yeah, they really were. You mentioned the field goal. Caleb Seha kicking the field goal. He really started to come into his own as a field goal kicker for you.
Yeah, he was probably one of our best kickers. But, Jimmy Cancino, he was All-State, first-team All-State last year as a kicker in 4A. And, Caleb just didn't get many opportunities. This year he's the old man on the bench. We've got 4 kickers. We got 1 in each class. And I've got the first female kicker down at Garner Newman Middle School. She's my right tackle's little sister. And so we literally got probably 5 field goal kickers, and I'd say 3 or 4 of them got an opportunity to go on and play college football.
Yeah, that's a really neat story. Carly Rowlands, the young lady you're mentioning, she's over there at Gardner Newman. Was on the Columbus News. They came down there and took pictures of her. And I think she had 3? 3 PAT?
Yep.
So that's really impressive to get out there. And the guys really seem to accept her on the field.
Yeah, it's really good to see, the kids. Because you know what? Kids, it doesn't matter, gender, race, any of it. Kids get out on the field, and they learn to fight for each other and love each other. And that's where sports brings out the best in the community. And, it was great to compete against Callaway. And regardless of the score, these are kids that have grown up together. They live here. They live in the same area, in the same neighborhoods. And, and to get them to be able to go out there and compete against each other at really the highest stage that, high school sports offers, I think it's a great thing for our community and for everyone else.
Well, from a community standpoint, they turned out at the Callaway Stadium. Both sides seemed to be packed with the gills. With the crowd on both sides seemed to be having a really good time, enjoying the ball game. Again, just things seemed to turn so quick in the first 4 minutes. I think it just kind of shocked the LaGrange side a little bit.
Yeah, again, you give up a big play, and great defenses limit big plays. And, our job is to make Callaway earn it. They didn't earn it against Opelika. The extended drives always resulted in penalties or turnovers. We weren't able to hold them to, make them take 10 snaps to win. And then we fumbled the ball on the second play from series, and it was a short field. And then our one adjustment kid, he got hurt. We moved him to Sam linebacker, and he was our fullback. He took 100% of our reps the last 2 weeks, and so without him, we had a missing key ingredient on both offense and defense. But I thought, Charles Crawford played excellent football. We call him Houdini.
He dodged a few.
He dodged a few, and he had the wherewithal to realize that he could throw a couple away that weren't going to draw penalties. He took a bobble snap on a punt, evaded 2 guys, and still got it off on a one-step punt. And I think it ended up being a 38-yard punt for him. He's the best football player on our team right now, and the fact that we're snapping the ball to him every play, we're going to get there. Last year we had the receivers, and we just didn't have the offensive line and Charles maturing as a quarterback, and he's matured as a quarterback, and the poise he did. I think we calculated up it was about 325 yards of offense that we made mistakes that we missed.
Wow.
And again, when you go play a team like Callaway, you need every one of those yards to count.
Although we had several passes that kind of went in and out of hands of receivers, and that's something that can get demoralizing for a quarterback. He's laying in there, putting in position, and see some drop passes.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things where you can look at it like it's a missed opportunity. It is, but at the end of the day, we played a great football team. They're a better football team than we were. They out-coached us. They out-prepared us. Hats off to Coach Wiggins. What they brought to the table is exactly – I think they had one offensive formation that we hadn't seen and planned for, but it's a formation that we also run, and so our defense was aware of it. Defensively, they didn't do a single thing that we hadn't planned for, but they executed and we didn't. They had, more of the elite players, and I don't know. I imagine they got 6 or 7 guys that probably got SEC offers, and and again, it's great for LaGrange. It's great for Troup County. It's great for, this area of the world to see players of that magnitude and compete. The only bad thing that I got is, a lot of those kids went to Hollis Hand and went to Garner Newman and went to Franklin Forest, and they're not playing at LaGrange. They're playing elsewhere. And, again, there's always going to be an ebb and flow there. And, our job is to try and win the games we got with the kids we got and let the other kids come back.
We'll talk more about that, and also what's coming up this coming. We got a Saturday game coming up against Hampton here at this stadium. But right now, let's take our first break. You're listening to the Coaches Show, sponsored by Key of LaGrange, live from your pie on Eagle Sports.
Hello, this is Jonathan Moose Matt from Glenn Smith in Opelika. We are proud that we have expanded our lot to an additional 100,000 square feet. We have increased our inventory by over 200 more vehicles. We have the largest inventory ever with over 6.
Visit wellstar.org/WGMC.
The Medicine Cabinet has been proudly serving the community since 2009. Their experienced and friendly staff are committed to making you feel comfortable and cared for. At the Medicine Cabinet, they believe that being a local, independent pharmacy allows them to provide health care and compounding services that are customized to meet your every need. They invite you to come and see for yourself when you're there. You're a part of the Medicine Cabinet family. They will do everything they can to make you feel right at home. Locations in LaGrange on Vernon Road, Lee's Crossing, and Moody Bridge. The Medicine Cabinet on the web at medcaprx.com.
Now back to the LaGrange Show, live at your LaGrange.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show live here from your pie. Kia of LaGrange sponsors us. And speaking of Kia of LaGrange, I've got on the phone the general manager, Todd. Is that your title?
I call me TODDGM.
TODDGM. Todd Parrish is on the
That's
line
right,
with us out of Kia of LaGrange. I'm one of the lucky ones because I went to high school with Todd, and I've known him for a long, long time. He is a wrestling legend at Troop High School, and now he's a legend in the car business. He's got everything that you need from new and used cars, and, of course, these awesome Kias. We've got, I think, the Sportage out here with us tonight, Todd. And I tell you what, people is just stopping, looking through the windows, asking Coleman for the keys. He hasn't given them away yet, but we've let a lot of people look at this car tonight.
Well, I tell you what, that Sportage is a fantastic vehicle. It's priced right. Again, good safety, great gas mileage, 10 to 100,000 mile warranty. They come in a lot of different colors, a lot of different interior type as well. Whether you get leather, you can get cloth interior. Just a great little smaller SUV.
You know, Tom, I don't know if people really realize the variety of vehicles that Kia offers. Several years back, I was able to buy 2 Kias at one time for my 2 oldest daughters. They're still driving those. They're both married off, and that's their first cars that they're walking into their marriages with. We had the Cadens out here a few nights ago, probably one of the nicest luxury cars I've ever sat in. We had the Stinger out here, super-duper sports car, more the family with the Sportage. I think we got the Telluride coming up in a couple of weeks. Just amazed at really the variety of vehicles that y'all got out there at the Kia lot.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Kia has done a fantastic job over the past probably, I'd say, 8 to 10 years, and just really getting ahead of the class. And everybody's pretty up in arms about this Telluride. But I tell you, man, Kia's on the map. And I want to tell you, I want to give a shout out to the folks out there at the Kia plant. I know a lot of these people learned to become friends with a whole lot of them out there at the plant, and they do a fantastic job. They work their tails off, really working on quality, and it shows when these cars come in our showroom. It's amazing what they've done over the past few years, and I appreciate all those guys, the hard workers, and also the other folks that has part of anything to do with putting those Optimas and Sorrentos or Tellurides together. And of course, a lot of other cars come over from Korea. And again, I'll tell you something, what the Koreans learned about us Americans, we do a heck of a job at this West Point plant. And they bring a lot of people. They bring Toyota people over here to see what we're doing. And they can't show them all our tricks, okay? But they say, look at these Kias go, man. And so we've got a lot of the big hitters, Honda, of course, Toyota and Nissan are paying attention real close to what we're doing.
Well, Todd, when I leave education, what I want to do is be the guy that puts the new car smell in the cars, okay?
Hey, amen. I like it.
I'm here with Coach Chuck Gibbs. And, Coach, have you picked out one that you want to be the promo car for the Grangers for the coming weeks?
I hadn't. I'm waiting for that Telluride, though. I've heard a bunch about it.
Well, I tell you what, we actually got 3 Tellurides dropped off today. 2 of them already pre-sold.
Wow.
And one's available. It'll probably last. Maybe it'll be gone before lunchtime tomorrow. It's amazing what they've done, and it just took America by storm, this Telluride. And so when they introduced it on the Super Bowl of last year, I mean, it's just amazing that people come in and they wait 3 to 4 months for this Telluride. It's insane.
Well, at least they cut you out of the commercial, though, Todd. I know that they wanted you to be a part of it, but they cut you out.
Well, here's the deal. I didn't have my contract. We didn't agree on our contract. There's a few folks out there, y'all know, y'all been watching sports that hadn't agreed on contracts. Well, I hadn't got together yet. But you know what? At the end of the day, I said I'll do it for nothing just because I love the Kia product so much. Just sign me up at 0.
We'll sign you up with the Patriots, right, since you're leaving them right now.
That'll be great, man.
Well, Todd, we sure appreciate you calling in to us and talking about the Kias.
Absolutely.
And we especially appreciate your sponsorship of this show.
Well, I appreciate you guys, and I want to thank also Your Pie. Number one, they brought some stuff out to us the other day, and it was amazing, man. The pizzas they come up with, the creations they have, everybody loved it. And, hey, I want to tell everybody football is great. These kids that go out there this weekend and they work their tails off, week in and week out. Y'all be safe. Get on that field. Get after it. At the end of the day, be safe and happy. And thank you for the opportunity you ever get up and play the game. It's a great sport.
All right, Todd. Todd Parrish from Kia of LaGrange, our sponsor here at Your Pie. We're going to take another break. When we come back, we got Coach Gibbs talking more LaGrange High School football right here on Eagle Sports.
The month of September has arrived and our great deals at Nissan of LaGrange continue. Katie Cates here, and we are doing
Todd,
something special this month. The month of September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and we are going gold all month long. During September, Nissan of LaGrange will donate $50 for every car sold to the Rally Foundation. With cancer being the #1 disease killer of kids in America, we must do all we can. I encourage everyone to go gold this month and visit Nissan of LaGrange for a great deal and a great cause. Nissan of LaGrange, your friendliest hometown dealer.
Getting you back into the game is Emory Southern Orthopedics' goal. The full-service orthopedic medical practice features board-certified surgeons, a prompt care center, surgical facility, and physical therapy services. The collaborative medical team at Emory Southern Orthopedics combines with leading-edge orthopedic treatment with proven traditional methods to aid you in achieving an active, pain-free lifestyle. Emory Southern Orthopedics, getting you back into your game.
Life costs money, sometimes lots. First Franklin Financial has loans for living. Our Hogansville and LaGrange branches offer personal loans from $300 to $15,000 with payment plans to fit any budget. Stop by and meet the friendly Franklin folk at the location near you. Visit onefc.com to learn more. All loan terms and applicable APRs depend on meeting our underwriting and income criteria for the loan size requested and may require collateral. Georgia Residential Mortgage Licensee number 5656.
Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, your locally owned and operated flooring professional since 1977. With a huge inventory of hardwood, tile, carpet, area rugs, and vinyl flooring, add the wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, and you'll enjoy your flooring for years to come. So drop in and pick out your flooring, and they will measure your home and give you a free estimate quick. Kemp's Dalton West Flooring, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And like Kemp's Dalton West Flooring on Facebook and Instagram.
Back to the Kia of LaGrange Coaches Show, live at Your Pie LaGrange.
Welcome back to the Coaches Show, live here from Your Pie, sponsored by Kia of LaGrange. We're talking LaGrange High School football. We've got Coach Chuck Gibbs here. And, Coach, as you got preparations going, we've got Hampton coming up this week. That will be here at Callaway Stadium. It'll be a Saturday game. Now, originally it was posted as an 8 o'clock start. That's changed.
Yeah, they moved it up to 6:30. I guess LaGrange College is now on the road this week.
Yep, we'll be at Berry. In fact, I'll be at that ball game. I'll be at Berry College up in Rome, Georgia.
And again, they're up in Fayette. Hampton's up in Fayette County, and anytime you can get buses back earlier on the weekend, that saves some school money. And end of the day, athletics don't really have huge budgets in most public districts. So anything we could do to help them out, and that's move the game forward. It's going to be 6:30. Be a little bit warmer. But, again, it's not as hot as what we've been practicing in for the last month and a half. So, looking forward to it. Looking forward to playing on a Saturday. I know guys are upset about missing some college football, but
that's why God made a DVR.
Yep.
Just if nobody spoils it on Twitter or Snapchat or something and gives them the scores. Now, Coach, as you're preparing for a team, especially with a Saturday week, that throws your week off a little bit, your preparations off a little bit. Does it just give you extended time, or do you adjust things as you go through?
Yeah, it does. We basically, made the call. Usually we bring them in on Sunday and do some meetings, some game plan, and make sure they're stretched out, get them a good lift in. We pushed Sunday to today. We went through and reviewed all our Callaway film. I wanted to give the kids a weekend off. Just, at end of the day, it's still high school athletics, and these kids are high school kids, and, their weekends are important to them. And so we gave them Saturday, Sunday off, and we came back today after school. We went hard 7th period in our weight training, and then straight into film, and then, film preparation install for Hampton. Then we went out on the field. We knocked out a 25-minute, tackling circuit. We did live one-on-ones, board drills, find a way to win, whatever it takes drills, and flat out got after it. And I told the kids, I said, look, if you practice with the intensity that we finished with today, and you play with that intensity, there's nobody on our schedule we're not going to be with in the fourth quarter. And I think a lot of that is I don't know that I did a great job teaching the kids. We're not used to winning our home openers. We've been playing from behind for the last few years, and to teach them how to win and yet how to stay humble and how to remain hungry and how to kind of get in that. And, those are the problems when you go through and you're changing the culture of a program. And, we're bigger and stronger. We didn't show it, Friday night. And, we certainly didn't coach it Friday night. And, the saying goes, what they're doing on film is either what you're teaching them to do or what you're not teaching them to do.
Right.
And so it stopped. The buck stops with me. Our team was not prepared, to compete 4 quarters with Callaway Friday night, and it's 100% on me. And we wanted to flush that today, and that was what today was about. Today was about getting back to the fundamentals of football, intensity, competition, and we were hitting and tackling, and it was live, and tackling to the ground, and it wasn't a punishment. It wasn't anything. It was getting those kids to fall back and remember, whoa, this is why I fell in love with this game.
Well, you want guys that want to crave contact, that they want to put a hat in there, that they want to get a shoulder in there, that they want to not just put an arm on somebody, put a body on somebody, bring them down into, especially to get that taste out of their mouth of a Callaway game, to get back on the field, as you mentioned, get those fundamentals going again, and just get them fired up about football.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't change. I mean, it was a preseason game. It was a regular season game. It was a non-region game, and again, it was a game that we were playing against a team that was better than us. And the outcome was the outcome. Win or lose, you move on to the next week, and you got to get rid of that one. And that's really what our intention was, because our focus is on Hampton this week, and us getting better, being better Grangers, better football players than we were. Don't think we crave the contact the way we did last year, and that's a small setback for us. As far as our defensive output and offensively, I think there's a lot of pros and a lot of cons to play in a great program in Heard County and a great program in Callaway early. Two, we've probably played the 2 toughest teams in state of anybody around. I think we said we had the hardest strength of schedule of anybody in the state. Well, it's not going to get easier, but I guarantee you, if you've played the kids that we've played the last 2 weeks, it ain't getting harder either.
No, you're right. You played some high quality opponents.
And so now it's just a matter of can we start to find our rhythm and click on all cylinders in both offense and defense, shore up some of our special teams. We had some loafs in special teams, and kids could say they want to play. But what they do on film really speaks who they are and their character, and do we need to make some changes? We came out in the third quarter, and I immediately went out with some sophomores, and we put some freshmen on the field. And it wasn't a matter of, we're giving up on the game. It was a matter of, look, we're building this program.
Right.
And if I got, juniors and seniors that are going to take plays off and take snaps off against, a high-quality opponent like that, then I'm going to invest our time in some younger guys and give them an opportunity because they're hungry.
Mm-hmm. Well, building for the future.
Yes, sir.
I think with a program like Callaway, one of their strengths is that they've been in games so high by the third quarter. They've had a lot of young guys, freshmen, sophomore, juniors, that have gotten substantial game reps late in ball games, and so that kind of plays off as though they get older and bigger and stronger.
Absolutely. And then it goes back to, playing your sub-varsity games. And, we've got a big one this week, and I knew coming off the Callaway game we didn't need to schedule. We were originally scheduled to play Central Phoenix City this week in JV, and they'd cancel that game on us. Next week we've got a JV sub-varsity game. We're at Auburn, and then we play Troop in our JV games. And so we've got 2 JV games next week, or a JV and a Frosh game. And, again, those are, quality opponents, and it's about, getting our younger kids ready because, you get an injury down. And, again, the 6th play from snap, we lost our number 1, and he was our only 2-way starter Friday night, and he's out for the whole game. And so, it makes your offense and your defense, learn. And your backups usually aren't as good as your starters. That's the reason they're backups.
Yeah.
And then you got to go through and do you change up your schemes? You've worked on so much all week, and your game plans are kind of, critical on certain people, and it just wasn't there. And again, that's where coaching comes in too. You got to make those decisions. And, ultimately, again, it lies back with me of, how do we do our adjustments? If certain the passing game's not working, did we focus our attention to the run game and give the commitment there? When you get down by so many points against a team like Callaway, you need to shorten the game, but you also got to put points up on the board. And, my hat's off to Callaway. They are who they are. They didn't bend. They didn't break, for us. They gave us some long drives, but, they made us earn the 10 points that we got. And, we came close on 2 or 3 other times, but at the end of the day, they were coming out and they were ready to play football. My hat's off to Coach Wiggins because he had his kids ready, and they were so much more prepared for us than they were for the Opelika game in the opener. It wasn't even funny. But, you know, they told me when I came in, look, you're LaGrange. Y'all stepped on a lot of people's throats over the last few decades. And you're going to get everybody's best shot. And, you know, I kind of smirked at it. And listen, I got Kane Bradfield back here in the back, and he's shaking his head. Clockwork's in the house, and he knows them Grangers are going to get the best shot from everybody. And boy, I'll tell you what, it's fun though. I mean, it really is, because and we're going to get the same thing from Hampton, and they got some talented team. Their defensive front, you know, their front four, they're better than Callaway. They're better than Hurd on the front line. And how our offensive line is going to be able to block these guys and move them and run and pass protect. You know, that's something that remains to be seen. But certainly there's a challenge out there in front of us. If we can handle that, you know, I'd say Hampton's down 4 probably as good as they'd probably be second or third best down front in our region. And, you know, and that's saying a whole bunch.
Well, how big a school are they?
They're a 4A school, I believe. Maybe 5A up in Fayette County.
Okay, I thought they'd be a little bit bigger than we were. We took them on last year. That was a pretty close ball game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it ended up being 16-14, and you know, it was a close one down to the very wire. You know, they got the ball back with we're up by 2. They got the ball back with about 1 minute and 30 seconds left, and they start driving, and you know, they got a big 6'3", 225-pound quarterback that's, you know, a college prospect. And he can flat out run over people, and he can sling it. So it's going to be exciting. You know, we're excited for playing a real good team, a team we're probably well matched up with. You know, about our talent level, and you know, then it's going to come back. You know, how do our kids bounce back? How do they respond? And you know, these are the turning points. You know, we got that first win last year, and felt like we could, you know, have progress, and you know, that's our intent going 1-0 this week.
Looking forward to the Hampton. That'll be this Saturday, live from Callaway Stadium. That is a 6:30 kickoff, if I'm not mistaken. We'll have the ball game pregame live at 6 o'clock with Michael Buchanan and Tommy Whitworth, and then at 6:30 kickoff from Callaway Stadium. Well, folks, we've had a great night of football talk here at Your Pie, sponsored by Kia of LaGrange and the Coaches Shows. But don't forget, every Monday night we've got LaGrange College. We have Callaway, we have Troop, and, of course, we close it out, saving the best for last, LaGrange High School Grangers and Coach Chuck Gibbs. For Coach Gibbs, I'm Jack Mormon. We'll see you next week on the radio.
Hi, friends. It's TOWD at Kia LaGrange. The 2020 Kia Sportage LX is here with all new, updated interior and